This conference will now be recorded.
All right, let's open the meeting of this. Now we'll try that again. We'll open the meeting of December 19th, 2024 with a roll call of the council. Benny? Dwayne?
Here.
Ehan?
Here.
Mrs. Abernathy? Here. Mr. Hardy?
Here.
All right. Could we all please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment on non-agenda items.
Good evening, Brittany Hirsch. Just a quick comment. We have for the local government review of the town of Ennis. We met today for the first time, the two sworn-in commissioners, Lisa Roberts and myself. Kelly was there as a member of the public since he is getting appointed and then sworn in at some later point in time, but he was there to present. We had a couple other employees of the town, Bailey with the library sat in, and then Eric with Public Works sat in, and it was a good first meeting. We are working on getting our budget set for that we'll send off to the town. We know that we've been appointed, or I don't know if that's the right word, but given $11,000 in this year's budget for conducting the local government review. So we worked at the meeting on laying out the funds and what that would look like. We've got money set aside for training and various postage and mailing and printing and possible staff hours that the town we may need to use some of the resources here for the folks that work here. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give an update there that we met today and plan to, we laid out our plan for future meetings for like the next 6 months, and we'll get that posted at some point on a calendar and provide it to you all so you can post it to a calendar here if you've got one. And then going forward, plan to send agendas here so that they can get posted to the town website. And then we will plan to post them as well at the library and the town hallway out there, and then going to try to use the post office again, just as another.
Thank you, Brittany.
The post office as another point of contact where we feel a lot of residents of Ennis frequent. So yeah, that's an update there, and happy to answer any questions if you have them. Otherwise, we are underway.
Congratulations. Thank you. All right, our first scheduled, oh, sorry, I only did one call. I need to do second call for public comment on non-agenda.
Good evening. This is Myron Walmo, Ennis, Montana. I will address the same issue to be discussed, which is revamping the employee health insurance policy. I'm not sure if there's a specific verbiage that should be used to get a response on public comments. I'm wondering if this issue is going to be comparable to the sheriff's MOU, which is going into the second year since the deadline. At the last meeting, it was brought up about the Arbor Committee that is being fronted by Commissioner Hardy. I have a very cost-effective and easy way to expedite the planting. Gather all the trees and bring them to West Hoogle Street and just plant them in the holes already available. To expedite the watering, load the water tank on a wagon and use the little red tractor to haul the water to the area, and the community can see how pretty the little red tractor really is. This watering will be right at the time that the residents are on a 3-day-a-week water restriction. Now, you might think that this is humor, but I'm very serious when spending money comes to the forefront. but why not try and work on the infrastructure within the community? The community has new additions with nice asphalt roads with about 60% occupied. Then you have 100% occupied neighborhoods that have gravel roads with bone-jarring potholes to travel on. Instead of introducing new frivolous projects, why not utilize the tax money to take care of the infrastructure problems that exist at the present? I've been here a number of years and watched the community grow around this problem with no solution in sight. Is this a breach of faith in your duty as a commissioner of this community? Good evening.
Thank you. All right, last call for public comment on non-agenda items. All right, to our scheduled matters. Our first matter of the evening is the appointment of Kelly Elser to the Local Government Review Commission. Mr. Kelly submitted a letter Tuesday afternoon, so we couldn't have it on our Thursday night's agenda. So he's here this evening with us. Would you like to say hi?
I have questions.
So it requires 3 for the commission. This is our only letter of interest. Kelly served with the town of Ennis as the Public Works Director for 14, 15, 16.
Well, I've been in local government since 1986. Doing a lot of different things. Mayor Sheridan for several of those years.
I move to appoint Kelly Elser to the Local Government Review.
I second that.
Any public comment? All right, then I'm leaving it to commission comment.
I think Kelly will be a great asset. He's got an incredible wealth of knowledge.
Agreed. All right, can I call the vote?
Yeah.
Aye.
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 Kelly, you want to get sworn in?
Oh, sure.
And then you guys are ready to roll as a full thing. You can actually vote on your commission? All right, come over to the flag. Brenda's going to take pictures. She's our official, unofficial photographer. All right, you gotta raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Montana,
the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and the Charter of the Town of Ennis,
and the Charter of the Town of Ennis,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
You may say so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. We're getting just full seats again. Oh. Kelly.
I'm gonna sign your life away now.
No, that was me. You get to sign. All right, on to our second scheduled matter, which is the conditional use permit for 121 West Main Street. Susie, would you like to give an overview of the staff report?
So I sent you an email with my revisions on my staff reports. So I hope you all got it. So this project is right behind the town pump. It is zoned core commercial residential, and it falls in the T&D overlay district. It did go to the planning board on the 10th, and that meeting was continued until the 16th, which was Monday. They did make a motion to
Approve with conditions.
Thank you, Cory. Approve with conditions to the town council.
What are those conditions?
Josie has them in her staff report, and
First,
mostly the,
you said Josie has them in her staff report?
oh,
In the TND. I was like, correct. I was like, Josie, welcome to the club.
I'm sorry, I literally had a 4-year-old for a little while. They are, any and all permits shall be obtained by applicant prior to start of construction. The developer shall prepare and enter into a T&D agreement acceptable to the town. Amend staff report to conditional approved 3 bedrooms, original application updated by applicant. And number 4, all requirements of the Ennis Town Code, including zoning requirements, shall be adhered to at all times. So it is on those maps, it is a communal bedroom, no, communal kitchen, living room, and bathroom with 3 bedrooms. This outside structure is not going to change. The parking will be on the south side. All the setbacks are already in place, but they are adequate. And the use of a single and multifamily requires a conditional use permit. That's why it's coming for us. For you. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions for me? That was a short and fast and furious version.
My only concern on this is it says 4-car resident parking there, but if there's 3 residents plus people in the salon and the office and the tattoo, is there enough parking around there?
Parking across the street. That's where, yeah, that's pretty much where people have been parking. Customers park there and then the lawn side.
Sorry, Josie,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we'll have to go to the mic just so that everybody can hear.
Yeah, so
What's that
what's
saying?
required of a multifamily is 1.5. So yes, it is adequate for what's allowed there.
What's in the code? Okay.
Anything else?
Maybe more so a comment. The planning board heard this originally on the 10th and then again this past Monday. And there's over 4 hours of time put in by the planning board and then your time, Susie. And it was a very thorough and due diligence for the making sure that code compliance and that the applicant was going to actually adhere to all of the state building codes and made sure that the parking was specifically designated to the people who will be occupying the 3 spaces. Really, thank you, Josie. You sat through many long hours of listening to us and ask a lot of questions and making sure that we could find some way to really make sure that we weren't setting unfair precedent for future applicants and applications for any type of housing of this type. So thank you to you, and really thank you to Susie and the planning board, because the time they put into this to make sure that everything was compliant and that the public's best interest being served was really done. And I was pleased to sit through that process, so thank you.
All right. Do you have any questions for Josie? Oh,
Not bad questions, but good questions. Okay. So, the original had 6 cars in the back and had 4. So it's been changed. According to the email that I got, now it's going to have 3.
Yeah, that was just a typo, I guess. I think I wrote up to 4 bedrooms just to kind of cover my bases in case
Is
like.
it going to be used for employees in the town or your?
Yeah, probably my employees, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, because in order to sustain businesses, really, that's the ones that are number one problems in this town, so, yeah.
So you're not using it as a private business, you're going to use it for.
Right, I only,
You know, and you're going to also have, because I'm new here, so.
Yeah,
I
no
didn't
problem.
hear everything.
no problem.
So you're going to have, I know the kitchen's going to be communal for them to use.
Yep.
So they're going to be like college students. You know.
Basically, or like any other 3-bedroom, apartment that, yeah.
I was just wondering, so the
Yeah.
salon, the office, tattoo, the cafe up here, these are going to be commercial? you're
Right,
going to use?
right.
So the cafe's not actually part of the residential. You're going to be
Right.
using it anyway.
Yep.
And you already have owners for these businesses coming in, or you doing them yourself?
So all the businesses in the back are already tenants, and they've been tenants for a couple of years now, but the cafe is a new concept.
Any other questions for Josie? Any public comment? Any public comment for online? All right. Leave it to the
Need a
commission.
motion?
Yep.
I move to approve the conditional use for West Main Street with
21.
121.
With the
With the state
Sta-
conditions.
with the
Yeah.
stated, with the staff report and the stated conditions as the findings of facts.
Mhm.
Second.
All right. You don't have to stay. Discussion. Any? I think Mr. Nehan gave a very thorough overview of the planning board's assessment. They went through it with a fine tooth comb.
Just one item you said the other day, you were gonna set up like in between planning board.
It's not to this one, but I think in the future, a conditional use that is at the planning board on a Tuesday and then us having it on a Thursday is not efficient for you to actually be able to review the planning board's recommendations. So those will have to be spaced with at least a week as a bare minimum so that you can have proper review of it. Any other?
Maybe just a comment that I've sat on many historic and zoning boards in the past, and the real important thing here was to make sure that everything really fit into what the purpose of the town zoning codes are, and to make sure that the space was being used adequately and all of that. And in the past, we have sat in some pretty painful hearings because past boards had approved things that just weren't compliant, and they set a precedent. And we really were making sure that in this particular instance that we didn't set some type of precedent that would in the future come back to hurt the town, and to make sure that everything aligned well with what I think the purpose of having employee type of housing, and to make sure that the tenants and the commercial businesses could coexist without any issues and safely in compliance with Montana State Code and our code. So, when I talk about precedent, that's what I mean by precedent, to make sure that we are thinking carefully about what the future consequences could be by not approving something properly.
Thank you. Any other? Well, then I'll call the vote.
Aye.
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 All right, congratulations. I'll review the T&D that's prepared versus the planning board and its recommendations and then verify that they're together and get it back to you for file.
Okay.
that's how that goes. You're like, that's the next step is, yeah, I have to go through theirs and then verify that everything that their recommendations and approval is on the T&D agreement. And if there's anything, then we'll just readjust it before it's finalized. Sound good? Susie helps me with them.
Great.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, unscheduled matters. We kind of covered those at our last meeting, but are okay. Well, then, this is our last meeting of 2024. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Would you like to move to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right.
I have one more issue on unscheduled matters, if you don't mind. There seems to be a discrepancy in the last appointment to the commission. Without a published letter presented or published, it is difficult to determine residency within the town of Ennis. The residency verbally provided was at the Mountain View Retreat, which is listed as a business located within the town limits. The applicant also stated they had purchased a residence within the VC ranches. So the question remains as to the primary residence, as if it is the VC ranches, the applicant is not qualified to be the commissioner of the town of Ennis. Owning a business within the town of limits does not constitute being a resident of this fine community. Thank you and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Would you like me to answer that one?
It's not on the agenda, so the meeting is adjourned.
Yes.
So I guess that's a verification for the next meeting. All right. You said aye.
Yeah.
We did.
I think we were interrupted. Glad you could make the trek over, okay?
Yeah.
So you don't have a big Christmas party around here? You don't keep people long enough to have one? Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry
and
Christmas
Happy
to you.
New Year. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Georgia.
Merry Christmas.
And I'll see you guys in 2025 for us to get started.
Are you?
Yeah, I was hoping to go so that several people have asked me.
Are you going?
I go out there, here's all about home, our weather usually is not my base, and I work out there, during the day, and then I come back and sleep over here.
I went to multiple ones in Mexico. I get reprimanded by everything. I only use big zero. That's the other thing I was wondering.
Well, he seems to,
I know, there.
Don't answer. Don't answer.
Be as small, be as let it go. Let it go.
What's that?
We're gonna be
I love
watching.
the planning board that they.
Well, you're my neighbor, so you already are.
What kind of sign are you saying for the front?
So it's kind of public information now, but I haven't talked about it in years. Like it's like a wine bar.
Oh, cool.
So we're just talking about it. Something that's a little bit different, trying to fill a niche, like where, you know, it's not a bar, it's not a full-on restaurant. It is like
Charcuterie
by
board.
the, yes, exactly. It will have charcuterie boards and like, you know, for the license, you have to have a full menu and you have to do all the things mandated. But I like to think of it as like a wine bar.
You saying fuck?
Like, I don't know. Tacos is a full menu. That's what I say. The state of Montana disagreed with me. Oh, but yes, they did. I had to come up with some more full menu items.
Doesn't that just mean a small deal?
That's what I think. Yeah. So basically, because a certain portion has to be food and a certain portion has to be beverage, because it's a restaurant beer and wine license. So it's like it's because of the type of license, like you have to have. So they want to make sure that it can put those requirements. Yeah. Like, but yes, I agree with you because I think cheese and crackers could definitely be different. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 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 Well, good night, you guys.
Well, I definitely like it.
We're doing 2 and 6. So we're gonna do,
So like,
we're trying to do every first and third Thursday, not Friday. And then one or two and one or two. Because people that like don't want to be gone for dinner, their family, and there's people that
remember talking to you about it.
Yeah, I feel like it was, I didn't know it was more than a discussion in the meeting. I didn't know it was actually happening now.
Yeah, it's like a whole.
Is it 8 minutes? Is that what you're looking for?
It's got to be a package. It's a whole document. I think that's why.
And they gave us an example, like a couple sample budgets too in the training course for samples of different size communities.
And that's what.
And it would fall under small. And the total was 9750. But we budgeted out the whole 11,000, and if we don't use it, great. But it doesn't sound like there's a need for amendments if we spend money on overspend in postage and underspend in printing. Because the town budget is actually smaller. Unless we would go over 11,000. But for transparency purposes here. Yeah, first and third. We'll get posted, but there's 2 dates today or whatever. Federal holidays. Contemplating all of this world. Problems. Are you wanting to? Are you gonna find it? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, or you'll remember something specific in the middle of the night. Want to figure out how to do something?
stop saying